Assalamu alaikum guys. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use the Laravel ACL component within your Laravel applications. So you can grant some users specific permissions to do specific actions within your applications. So we will need that idea of roles and permissions. With that in mind, let's create our models. So PHP artisan make model first one will be the role and the second one will be permission, right? So now we will need to have roles table and permission table, so we need to have a migration for that, right? So let's create migration, and you know what, I'm going to use one migration for both tables. Permissions tables. Perfect. Let's open our application, our text editor, and let's start designing the schema. Schema, create, and let's start with roles, function, type in the blueprint, reference the table variable. So we will need the ID of the roles table, increments, and will be ID, the ID of that table. Also, each role, some people use the name and the slug, but let's keep it simple and just use the name. And also we will need description, or let's call it label, as most people do, and we won't require it actually. So the label is what you will see in the settings, within the settings page. So if the manager admin, you may have a label that's hold the description of the role, which is the admin of the system, for example. And one more thing we'll need is the timestamp. Okay, let's save some times and do some copy and paste. Okay, the next schema will be permissions, and it will be the same thing. So just to clarify more, roles are admin, super admin, manager, editor, and so on. For permissions are the specific things like edit topic, delete topic, edit foreign, and so on. So, and also, since we have the relationship is many to many here, we will need a pivot table. That will be the link of the two tables. We call it schema create, and we will follow that convention of make it single and order it alphabetically. So will be permission role. That's the name of the pivot table. Blueprint. We'll have a table here. So we'll need integer, which will be the role ID, and also the permission ID, and you know what, those should be positive, so we need to add this. Let's do this here. Okay, let's define now some constraint for this table. The foreign key, which is role ID, and this references the ID on which table? On roles table. And we want on delete, if we delete the role, we want to cascade down, and delete also that row. So let's do the same thing for the permission ID and reference permissions. Also, let's define the primary. I'm not sure about the function primary key, and since we will define both fields as primary key, we need to pass an array of those primary key of those fields. Permission, and you know what? I'm not sure about the function, so let's go to the program. Actually, I use a helper here which takes me directly to this primary column. Yeah, it's primary actually. Primary. Now if I do this, it would take me directly, which means it's correct now. Also, we will need one more link between actually the user and the role. So it will be role user, and for permission ID we make it user ID, and it's we reference here the users table. So I'm not sure about this cascade. It's like that. I don't know. Maybe I think it's right. I'm just not sure if I spelled the cascade correctly. Anyway, we will do that when we migrate the database. So let's do that right now. Let's log into our virtual machine and see if we will have any error when we migrate the database. PHP artisan migrate. Oh yeah, I see. Syntax error, line 43. So it's 43. Okay. So maybe we have the same thing. Okay, let's migrate again. Accessories. I think this is, it should have an E here maybe. Oh, it's already created the table, so maybe we need to drop everything. Let's try again. Okay, perfect. So the mistake was that I was misspelling the cascade, or whatever they call it. Okay, perfect. Now we have migrated our database and we have the needed tables. So let's go to the next step, which will be define the relations between the models. Let's start with permission. Within the permission, we just need to get the roles that hold this permission. Return this, and the relation will be belongs to mini role. I think that's the only thing in the permission side. Let's step to the roles.